Hbcu Life because I went to an HBCU, South Carolina State University, home of the Bulldogs. I'm just going to talk about my experience, my 4 years there. This is going to be a two-part series. I'm going to discuss my freshman, sophomore year in this video, and then junior and senior year in the next video. So basically a little history about South Carolina State. South Carolina State was discovered March 4th, 1896. It is a public university. South Carolina State, like I said, our mascot is a bulldog and our colors is garnet and blue. You might see me in other sweatshirts, like a pink sweatshirt or a gray one or a green one, but these are our solidified colors. Before it was called South Carolina State, we were the Color Normal Industrial, Agricultural, and Mechanical College of South Carolina. And basically we were a public university on a land grant. So basically us and Clemson are the only colleges based on land grants in South Carolina. So I'll discuss some more history later. So basically my decision, pause. Let me tell you what I'm doing today. Like I told you guys in the last video, I love to paint. So basically what I'm going to be doing today, I'm just going to be doing a simple SCSU painting. I couldn't find red. I tried to make, find some colors to make red, but it won't come out the way I want it to. So the letters are just going to be blue, and the outside is going to be this creamish color. Basically I decided to attend South Carolina State University when I was 8 or 9. I went to one of the homecomings. My mother is an alumni as well. So I went to one of the football games, and I remember it was freezing cold, y'all. Like when I said bundled up bubble jackets, like I love bubble jackets, but I had my little bubble jacket on. It was so cold, but I just remember the camaraderie and just the friendliness and the love on that campus, and I was just like, this is where I want to go. I had other options to go to other schools, but I told my mom as soon as we left that campus, I'm coming to this school. Like, I love this school, and that's what I decided. One of the other schools I thought about going to was Charleston Southern University, and that's where I'm a graduate student at right now, which is crazy. But I was this close to going to Charleston Southern, and I really did not want to go. I was like, I don't want to go. Like, I want to go to a HBCU. I'm ready for that experience. So one thing about South Carolina State, once you get on them, basically everything else falls in line. So I ended up getting my student ID number, my housing, everything. So I ended up going. So I ended up going fall of 2016. I ended up staying in Batiste Hall. So on campus there is Batiste Hall for freshmen, Sojourner Truth Hall. That's one of the tallest buildings in Orangeburg. It's 14 stories. Then we have Mitchell Hall, which is an all-boys dorm, which is next to us. Truth Hall is a woman's dorm. Batiste is co-ed. Williams Hall is an all-girls dorm. And Earl is an all-boys dorm as well. I don't think Earl was open when I went. Truth wasn't either. It was just Batiste, Williams, and Mitchell. And basically the upperclassmen dorms are Hughini and University Village, which I'll discuss later. So basically I was in Batiste Hall. My roommate, she was from close to where I'm from. She was just a couple of cities away. So we had that in common. She was a really good roommate by far. That was one thing I really prayed on, because I would hear about horror stories about people, having roommates and they didn't like their roommates or whatever. But my roommate wasn't that bad. She was nice. Me and her, I'm an only child, and she was the only girl. So we both had our own things. We were both spoiled, but we shared with each other. That's one thing I'll give us. Like, every time I had food or every time she had food, I would ask if she wants some, she would ask if I want some. And we respected each other's privacy and space. So I was blessed with that. Batiste Hall, how it is you share a room, but it's basically like a suite style apartment. So basically it's 2 to a room, and we had roommates on the other side. They grew up together. So they were on the other side, and we were in the other room. And then we have a living room area. One thing that I really liked about the living room area, because when I went to South Carolina State my senior, when I was a debutante, and I'll explain what a debutante is in the next video. I saw Batiste and I was like, you know what, I really want to room with Batiste. I really didn't like Williams too much when I saw Williams. It was all girls dorm, and you know, Batiste was 6 stories. I was like, it looked nice. I think it was the newest one. It was built in 1995 before my mom graduated. So I'm like, yeah, that's about the newest one. I'm gonna go there. And the rooms were kind of small, I'll give it that. Williams has bigger rooms. Truth has bigger rooms as well. But I just decided to stay in Batiste. I didn't have too much problems either, and that's where I met all my friends and stuff like that. I lived on the 3rd floor, and most of my friends lived on the 2nd. So yeah, it was, you know, it's fun, you know, putting on your PJs and just going down the stairs, and your friends are right there on the next floor. Like, you don't have to leave the building. You can be as comfortable as you want. It was just a fun experience. Adjusting and being away from home, I'll say one thing. I guess because I was the only child and I wasn't used to being away from home for a while. You know, I won't say for a while. I'll say the first week was a struggle for adjustment because, you know, I'm used to, you know, at least going home and being able to, going home and just, you know, knowing my surroundings. When I don't know my surroundings, I kind of panic. And now I'm better with that. Now it's like I don't have to know my surroundings to last. Now I can just learn it and keep it moving. But, you know, being 18, you know, fresh out of high school, I'm not, you know, I wasn't used to traveling or being by myself and doing for myself. So it was a struggle. But I ended up making it, and hey, that first week, I remember I was sitting in Batiste lobby and I was crying because I was like, I'm ready to go home. I don't know if I'll know anybody, because with my school, they didn't really push HBCUs. They only pushed PWIs, which are predominantly white institutions. So with me, because I was saying I wanted to go to HBCU forever, you know, all of my friends I grew up with, or, you know, people I knew, they weren't going to the same school as me. So I'll be basically meeting new people. And that was what college is really about, just meeting new people and expanding your horizons in a great way. But yeah, so I met my friends. They saw me on the couch, you know, upset. It was about 6 of them. They already, you know, clicked up. Actually, one of the girls I studied financial aid with, that's still my friend to this day. And it's funny, and she was in that same group, and we're still friends to this day. But they were just like, you know, hey, come on, don't be upset. And they were all from different places. My friend, I met her, she was from Washington. 2 others were from California, and another girl was from Columbia, and another girl was from Washington as well. So, and they all lived on the same floor. That's how we met. And we're just like, you know, come on, we're about to go for a walk. And we went for a walk, and that ended up being one of our rituals all throughout school, just going for a walk. Especially like when we had a long day and we had, you know, class was just getting on our nerves and we were just tired. We went for a walk. And that always made, you know, things feel better. And it was good exercise too. So yeah, it took me a minute to adjust, but once I got the hang of it and I was used to being by myself, and, you know, I had my friends and stuff, I was straight. So yeah, adjusting wasn't too bad. You know, if you decide to go somewhere where you don't know somebody, you know, you have to just learn that, hey, it's not gonna be peaches and cream all day, but you're going there for a higher education. Basically, you're not going there for nothing else. So you just gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so my classes and major, I was a criminal justice major. So basically, my major stems around law enforcement and law, and anything having to do with corrections as well. So your freshman year classes basically is just general ed classes, math, computer science, biological science, just basic stuff. And University 101. University 101 is very prevalent in HBCU institutions because basically you're learning about the history of your college. And like I told you, we were founded March 4th, 1896. We're not the only historical black college in South Carolina, but we are only the only one with a public grant, basically. University 101 was really fun. We just learned about, our history, and one thing that we learned about that was really serious, and of course, I didn't learn about it being from South Carolina, was the Orangeburg Massacre. It occurred February 8th, 1968, and 3 young men were killed during a protest for a bowling alley against segregation. One of the guys is just so sad. He was there waiting on his mom, and he ended up getting caught in the crossfire, and he ended up passing away. But one of the biggest buildings on our campus with Wise, just our big gym, SHM, don't call it the Shim, call it SHM, for Smith, Hammond, and Middleton. Those are the last names of 3 young men that were killed. And it's funny growing up in South Carolina how you don't hear about a lot of things, but when you go to HBCU, you learn about, all types of things about your culture. And it's just, for me, it was an eye-opener because, growing up going to art schools and magnet schools, and high school I went to a public school, but I was in honors classes. I never heard of it, never. So that's why I say it's good for, African Americans to go to schools like that. Even though people might be like, you're not expanding your horizons, but HBCUs, what people don't understand is everybody goes to HBCU. You will see people that don't look like you. You'll see people that look exactly like you. And it's like that with PWIs. It's just more history, and we love our school. We care about our school a little bit more in the heart. It's not all about the money. It's really with, your heart and stuff like that. So I'll forever love my HBCU, and hopefully when I get successful or I do what I want to do in life, I can give back, because that school really taught me a lot. And it doesn't have nothing to do with like money. It just gave me a lot of opportunities that I feel like I would never gotten at other schools. So yeah, we have notable alumni. Miss USA 2017, Cara McCaulin. I think I'm saying her name wrong, but she was a biology and chemistry major, and she ended up going to South Carolina State. Robert Porcher, he was a football player. He played for Detroit Lions his whole career. Just recently, Darius Leonard, he's at the Indiana Colts. He's a linebacker. Of course, we just had our presidential election, deciding also our senators in United States House of Representatives, and we have a notable House of Representative that talks about our school day in and day out, James E. Clyburn. He is, somebody who really represents South Carolina State in the best way possible. Like, he loves South Carolina State to death, and he always talks about us wherever he goes. So that's one of the biggest notable alumni I'll ever learn about and ever know. And he always comes on campus, and him and his late wife, they used to always donate. I think they donated a good 5-6 times when I was there. And usually people donate once every couple of years and they go, but no, they really loved South Carolina State. So yeah. And another notable alumni, Matthew Perry, he was one of the first district court judges, the first African-American district court judge in South Carolina. He ended up going to South Carolina State. Fun fact, South Carolina State had a law school up until 1951. That is so crazy. When I found that out from one of my professors, I was like, really? Because you would never think so, but we had so much talent. We had a nursing program. We had a lot of things. But now, along with having a good criminal justice program, we have a good biology program. Engineering is top tier. We have nuclear, industrial, computer technology engineering, of course, mechanical. I think there's another engineering as well. We have a good communications program. Our business program is in Belcher Hall. That's one of the biggest programs on our campus. We have a good theater program. They're always putting on plays. We have a good music program. The band is amazing. That's one of the great things about going to HBCU, especially during sporting events. Sports are phenomenal by far. Tennis team, you know, with MEAC, they're constant MEAC winners. Our football team just won the MEAC I think last year. Our basketball team, both women and men, talented. Our track team, talented as well. It's, you know, the band, just for them being there at those sporting events, they make everything fun. Like, Pastor Peas is one of, you know, the most notable songs at South Carolina State University. It was funny because we used to play it in high school when I was on the band in high school, but I never knew like any other place that played it. And I'm like, this is where y'all got it from. Like, y'all stole it. But y'all stole it because Pastor Peas is just that song. Like, everybody gets hyped. When you hear Hello, you just see everybody standing up, all the little kids just having fun. It's, you know, South Carolina State is just a family. You may not know everybody that you pass, but it's just a family. Homecoming and Bodog Fest is one of the biggest, you know, fun activities that we have on campus. Homecoming happens in October. Bodog Fest happens in April, and it's just a fun time. We have step shows, yard shows. We have activities. Our student government association, they're always, you know, putting on things for us to do activity-wise. We have concerts, DJ in the Caf, Fried Chicken Wednesday. That's always a big thing on HBCU campuses. You always put on your best dress. You know, if you're a business major, you put on your business attire, and you know, if you're a Greek, you put on your letters, and you know, all types of stuff. HBCU is just a family. Educational wise, we have career expos in just about any line of work you could think of. Teaching is another majors on our campus. So it's, you know, it's just a lot to choose from. You have a lot of opportunities at South Carolina State, no matter what your, you know, your major is. You could walk out the career expo with a job, and I saw plenty of people walk out there with a job, and that's just a blessing because it's hard to get a job after college with certain majors. But South Carolina State tried to make it, you know, easy for us, especially when we're working hard, giving us that opportunity to do what we gotta do. Freshman year was fun and a breeze. Freshman year, I feel like will always be everybody's favorite year. It was just the best year to me. After you know, get settled into your classes and know, you know, who you want to be and what you want to be, you're there for the right reasons. Freshman year is a breeze, especially second semester. Going into my sophomore year, I ended up getting into honors college, which was a big thing for me. I was working hard at that. Honors college always offers, you know, other opportunities as well. You just have to keep your grades up, have a 3.5, and call it a day, and do what you gotta do. My first semester, I ended up getting A's and B's, and I was just like, nah, because I don't want to end up coming home. Because my mom was like, I'll bring you home. I'm like, sis, no, you're not. I'm staying here. So I ended up getting straight A's my second semester and all the way up until graduation. You just got to do what you got to do and grind, especially if you want to stay in a comfortable place. A lot of people that you started freshman year with, you'll go back and you see they aren't there. So when you go to HBCU, have your head on straight. Just a college period, have your head on straight and know what you want to do. Yes, date, have fun, go to parties, do all that type of stuff, but just remember, you're there for school and you're there to get your education. Of course, have other experiences, but make sure your education is top priority. And taking care of yourself too. But me, when I first got there, I lost a lot of weight because I wasn't eating. Find something that you like to eat, please. Go to Costco or go to Sam's and make sure you have bulks of food. That's what my mom ended up doing for me, and that was what actually kept some of my weight on because I was just so picky. I'm used to eating, you know, my city's type of food and my mom's type of food. I wasn't used to eating nobody else's food. I'm very picky, so it got to a point where I had to buckle down and I had to try the food, and child, Orangeburg got some good cooks. That's all I gotta say. But freshman and sophomore year they were really good years. I ended up joining some clubs. I ended up becoming a senator on SGA, and just like in real life, you know, your student government association, they basically run everything on campus. They talk to all the higher ups about things that, you know, students want. So that was a good thing to see. We had constitutions, all types of stuff, just like Congress, basically. On behalf of the sophomore class, and we would go out, we would do surveys, we would just go out and talk to people. And even though, you know, I'm a little reserved, it was fun, you know, sitting down talking to people and hearing how people wanted things to change on campus and get better. And everybody just had the same common goal. We wanted to graduate, we wanted to make our families proud, and we just wanted to have fun. And that was, everybody had that in common. I ended up joining the Criminal Justice Club because, of course, you know, joining your major club is a must. Please do that with whatever school you go to. Join, you know, or at least join something that has something to do with what you want to do when you get older, because you'll have plenty of opportunities, and they'll give you more opportunities to be around people that you need to be around, because internships and having networking and having connections is really important. But yeah, just freshman and sophomore year, just getting your foot through the door, having fun, you know, getting your grades up, and just learning who you are. That's what college is about. Learning who you are and being the best you. I talk so much. I did a little SCSU child, but I didn't paint the background. But basically, that's my whole spiel. Stay tuned for part 2, because I'll be talking about junior and senior year. My junior year, I ended up pledging a sorority, so I'll be talking about my sorority just a little bit. I have a separate video on that, especially if you feel like you want to join an NPHC organization. That's another reason why I say keep your grades up and keep your head on, because they don't take everybody. And I'll be talking about my internship and just graduating and how it's been after graduation. So stay tuned for the next video. This video was kind of long, but the next one will not be as long, because I'll be breaking, you know, the sorority video into another video at a later date. I won't talk about all that at one time, because I gotta keep y'all coming back for more. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe. Like Impressive Channel says, if you care. Because if you don't care, I mean, I understand. But of course, I'll be bringing back good content. I'll be having Hbcu Life part 2. And I hope you guys enjoy it. You will see the rest of my painting in the thumbnail. So catch you guys later.